How to lose belly fat fast. One of the most common questions I get, how to lose belly fat. Same question is how to lose love handles or fat from any other area of the body. In this video, you're gonna learn 7 simple steps that you can take right now to start losing more belly fat than ever before. But before we go there, click the subscribe button below, because on this channel, you're gonna learn how to build an awesome looking, sexy, high performing, healthy physique as a successful entrepreneur that goes along with your business success. What's up everybody, this is Coach Amir from 7figurebody.com, and in this video, we're gonna talk about how to lose belly fat. As you guys know, when you put how to lose belly fat in YouTube or Google, like all kinds of stupid things come out, like, oh, you're gonna do 1,000 crunches a day. Please guys, one thing, remember this. How to lose belly fat, the same process you're gonna use to lose love handles, lose fat from your arms or legs or butt or thighs or any other part of the body. It's all about getting lean, meaning losing body fat is happening at the same rate from everywhere in the body. Yes, there are some parts of the body that are more stubborn than others, certainly, but the body is generally getting leaner everywhere. So you can't spot reduce. Like you can't do, oh, I'm gonna lose body fat from here or from here, just from here. The body's getting leaner everywhere. So it's just a marketing gimmick. How to lose belly fat, how to lose, love handles fast. Do these 3 things. And then, for love handles, there's like this side exercise. Please guys, remember the number 1 myth that you need to not fall for, if you have ever fallen for it, is working the muscle in that area is not going to burn the fat that is above that area. So abs, crunches, like leg raises, whatever other ab exercise is not going to give you visible abs. Abs are made in the kitchen by controlling your diet. 100% true. There will never be any exceptions to that. Can you train your abs to get your core a little bit stronger? Sure. If you like doing that, go for it. But that's never going to give you visible abs if there's layers of fat after it or over the abs, okay? Same thing with any other body part. Somebody says, oh, like I got my, fat on my tricep. Let me do a lot of tricep exercises. Sure, you can. Your tricep is going to get stronger. That's awesome. Maybe even bigger, which is also awesome. It's not going to burn the body fat unless you're in a calorie deficit that's controlled by your diet mainly, okay? With that out of the way, let's talk about the 7 things that you need to do in order to be in a calorie deficit, because the only thing you need to do in order to lose belly fat, lose thigh fat, butt fat, love handles, any other body part that you want, like the number 1 thing and the only thing you need to be is be in a calorie deficit. That's it. So therefore, I'm going to give you 7 simple things you can do in order to be in a calorie deficit and therefore lose belly fat and all the other body fat from the whole body. Number 1, the most important thing is track your food. Track your food for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, whatever you prefer. But every time when somebody says, oh, I'm eating 1,000 calories and I'm not losing weight, I'm like, okay, how many calories did you have yesterday? They're like, I don't know, I'm not tracking. Oh, so how do you know that you're eating 1,000 calories? Like, well, I just know. Okay, please remember, me, you, and every other human in this world, unless we do this process of tracking for a couple of weeks or months and then getting accustomed to how many calories certain foods have without tracking them, unless we do that, we will always, always, always be eating more than we think, and a lot of times way more than we think. Studies have shown that obese people claiming that they eat 1,000 calories and they're not losing weight, put them in a metabolic ward, they all eat between 3,000 and 5,000 calories. They taught they were eating 1,000 calories. They're not lying, they're not wrong. They genuinely believed they were eating 1,000 calories. It's just we suck at estimating how many calories we eat. We don't know this. This is not natural for us. And it's also not natural for us to live in a world where you can go to the store and for $2-3 get 3,000 calories. That's not natural either. That's why, when we, back in the day when our ancestors lived in the jungle, that wasn't an issue because the food was very scarce and not available a lot of times, especially not available anytime we wanted it like it is now. So that's why back then, not knowing how much we ate didn't matter because, starvation was a real issue if there's no food. We didn't have issues of being overweight as we do today. That's why learning how many calories you're eating, which is done by tracking your food for a couple of weeks or months, is the number 1 thing you can do to be in a calorie deficit by being aware of how much you're eating. When you do that, you're going to easily be in a calorie deficit and lose weight. Even if you not really want to lose weight, you will be, okay? It's number one. Number two is track the progress. If you're trying to lose weight and you're on the diet, you have to track progress. Now, of course, Peter Drucker, the father of management, said, yes, it's important to track, but it's also important to track the right things. If you're tracking and measuring the wrong things, you're not going to get anywhere. So, for example, do not use the scale as your main measuring tool on gauging how well or not well you're doing on your diet. If you do that, you're going to go crazy, because scale weight goes up and down, a couple of pounds every single day, completely normal. This is water retention. 95% of it is water retention, okay? Other parts are you can have a little bit more carbs, your muscles are a little bit more full. That's why you can also be stressed out, it retains more water. You can not sleep well, retains more water. All, of course, for men. For women, it's much more complex because there's different hormones dominating different weeks of the monthly cycle, and that affects water retention, mood, the types of food you're craving, the types of food you're eating, how much you're exercising. All of these things are related, and therefore your scale weight, how much you weigh, you can use that for maybe once or every week or once every 2 weeks just to see the general trend. Sure, but it's not really that important. For most people who've been indoctrinated that, oh, you gotta look at the scale all the time, I would absolutely not use it at all. I would actually suggest not having the scale at all and just measure the one thing that really matters, which is fat percentage. So get a Slim Guide or some kind of caliper on Amazon, $10-15. You get a plastic caliper, you measure body fat every single week, and you can see, are you losing body fat actually or not? If you are, awesome, keep going. If you're not, then we need to tweak the diet and see what's going on. All right, so the number one thing is track food. Number two is, measure your progress. Number three is eat more protein. Guys, in a world where everybody's overeating, which is the reason why everybody's overweight, almost nobody eats enough protein. So when you hear some, hippie or some, coach or whoever saying, oh, everybody eats way too much protein. It's like, no, actually they don't. Nobody eats not even close to enough. I'll tell you, I've had 1,200 clients so far in the last 14 years, like actual 1,200 people that were transformed. And I have never yet, literally not one time, had one person who was even close to how much protein they should eat. Like nobody eats enough protein, okay? Now, I've gone on this channel a million times on and on why protein is amazing. It builds muscle, controls your hunger, controls your blood sugar levels. It's the most satiating macronutrient, has highest thermic effect of food. So many things are awesome by eating more protein. Of course, choosing mainly leaner options when you're on a diet is easier to fit the macros than if you're eating a bunch of steaks and salmon and very, very caloric, high fat protein sources. So I would choose leaner for the most part. You can certainly have some of these fattier ones, but when we're trying to control your calories and be in a deficit, much easier if you choose leaner, such as poultry, turkey, chicken breast, all white fish, even leaner protein, leaner red meat, also egg whites, phenomenal. So generally speaking, eat more protein. How much protein you should eat? About 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, go 0.7 times 200, it's like 140, or 0.8 times 200 is 160, be somewhere around that, 140 to 160, okay? And then just take that math, run with it, okay? Since you're already tracking from step one, you're gonna know exactly how many calories and how much protein within that you're eating. Eat this much, I guarantee you're gonna lose weight, okay? Number four is, you gotta deserve your carbs, okay? This is a phenomenal rule. I talked about this in the video of all about carbs. You gotta deserve your carbs. Please remember, protein and fats are essential for life. Carbs are not. They're just an energy source. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have any carbs. Certainly does not mean that. But there are four things that we do to deserve the carbs. Again, they're not essential for life. So unless we deserve them, we really shouldn't have a lot of them. And by the way, this does not include vegetables and fruit. Please have a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruit, which are the next steps. But for now, let's focus on deserving your carbs. Four things. Short term, we deserve more carbs by doing more exercise and more steps, generally being more active. These are two short-term things. A bit longer term, like a couple of months, you deserve more carbs by getting leaner. The leaner you are, more carbs you can have because better your carb sensitivity is. And then a bit longer term, like 1, 2, 3 years, is how do we deserve carbs? By building more muscle. muscle is the richest tissue in glucose receptors. Therefore, more muscle you have, better able you will be to handle a lot of carbs. So those are the 4 things that we use to deserve the carbs. More exercise, more activity, get leaner, build more muscle, okay? And that's how deserve the carbs. Now, going into the 5th thing here is eat more vegetables. Basically, include vegetables with every single meal. I would highly suggest every single meal you have from today until the rest of your life, started with protein first because it's the most important, and then add vegetables to it and eat that. Once you've had that, then you can actually have whatever else you want, okay? Now, going into the step 6 is eat more fruit. I talked a lot more about this in the All About Carbs video and why carbs are not making us fat and why carbs are amazing and you should have them under the right conditions. Number 1 thing you should have when it comes to carb sources is vegetables because they don't have a lot of carbs. We can also almost consider them free foods unless you're eating like humongous amounts. You're never, ever going to have too much of them. And nobody in the history of the world ever got overweight by eating too much vegetables. That has never happened. That will never happen because they're so voluminous and so satiating that you just can't eat more, okay? So eating more vegetables is awesome, but eating more fruit is the second, close second to that. Eat more fruit. Again, just like veggies, they're very satiating, very appetite suppressing, awesome foods that while they do have some sugar, it's not a lot relative to most fruits are generally water. Like if you think about watermelon, like 98% of watermelon is water. So by the time you've had like 200, 300 calories of watermelon, you've also had like your stomach full with a lot of water, so you won't be able to eat for many hours after. Makes it easier to be in calorie deficit and therefore lose body fat. All right, guys, the last and 7th step, the simple step you can take to lose more body fat is sleep longer. You've probably heard that people who do not sleep enough tend to be more hungry and more overweight. An average obese person sleeps 4 to 5 hours a day. Not enough. There are satiety hormones that are produced when you sleep. When you don't sleep enough, you are literally hungrier. Studies have shown that people who normally sleep 7 to 8 hours start sleeping 6 hours a night, 3 nights of the week, they eat 20% more. 20% more. And by the way, 10% more over your maintenance over time is enough to make you overweight. 20% over your maintenance is enough to make you obese. So all you gotta do to become obese is just sleep 5 hours a night all the time. You will be obese because you'll be hungry all the time. So number 1 reason to sleep more when it comes to weight loss. Number 2 is a very simple one that really a lot of people don't think about. If you are sleeping 5 hours, that leaves 19 hours to be hungry and eat. On the other hand, if you sleep 8 hours, that leaves the other 16 to, hopefully my math is right there. It leaves only 16 hours to be hungry and eat. Like literally you have less time to be hungry and less time to eat if you're sleeping more. I know it's simplistic, like, whatever, but really it's that simple. And also sleeping more just also helps you to recover physically and mentally better. So overall you're less impulsive, less like, I got pissed off, therefore let me go and eat a hamburger, right? You're much more likely to be more calm, think about things and not be so stressed to be like, I'm just gonna, get my, anger or whatever, drowned in food. And that's because, food is like the comfort food, like comfort thing that calms us down when we're stressed out. So you're gonna have much less of that when you sleep more and you're more recovered, more kind of calm and zen. So guys, hope you like the 7 things. Please apply as many of these as you can. I guarantee you will end up being in a calorie deficit and absolutely be losing belly fat, stomach fat, butt fat, wherever you want to lose the body fat from. It's going to happen if you apply any or nearly all of these 7 steps. So guys, hope you liked this video. Please click the subscribe button below if you liked it. Please click the like button. Also, in the description of this video, there's a link. Click on it. I'm going to give you an absolutely free video that shows A to Z how to get completely ripped and lose from 15 to 50 pounds of actual body fat and build lean muscle at the same time. Also, when you click on that link and give us your email address so I know where to send it, I'm going to send you an absolutely free digital version of my book. This book sells for $25 on Amazon. And a lot of people have bought this book, applied what's in there, and lost a ton of weight and got in great shape just by reading what's in there. And I want to give it to you for free. So click that link below and let us know where to send it. I'm going to email you a free digital version of this book. That's it for now. See you guys in the next video. Cheers.